Let's begin the full moon. Let's begin the full moon party. I think I already said that. This is a special occasion. The occasion is a full moon. I do this 2 nights in a row because we have 2 nights of the full moon. This is the night where the night becomes full. Tomorrow night will be the night the moon is starts its waning gibbous. The waning gibbous starts tomorrow. Today it's the waxing gibbous. I like saying gibbous. I like to say gibbous. There we go. Now we have the scent. The dragon's blood scent. Let's begin. I think I can turn off the ceiling fan. The ceiling fan speeds up the burning of the incense. So I'm going to turn off the fan. Until it gets too hot in here. If it gets too hot, then I'll turn it back on again. We'll just see if any chats start. I like to do that on the night of a full moon. Hello! Welcome to the full moon edition of Eddie's Funhouse. Hello! So we have Risky and Grandma Daisy, who used to be Little Cherry. Hi there! Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse, full moon edition. Full moon. Tonight is the night of the full moon. At midnight, the moon will be full. It's already pretty bright. I was outside bringing the plants inside because it was going to be cold. Are you happy today? That's good to hear. Sup? Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. On which country I am from? India. I am in the U.S., the United States of America. I am in the United States. And this is the full moon party. You have just joined the full moon party. It's kind of a party. I have my beverage. I have my red t-shirt on. Tonight we can talk about crazy things. India loves Pepsi. I have an incense. I am burning an incense because it smells pretty. I like things that smell pretty. You have 111 subscribers. Good. I hope you get more. I hope you get enough subscribers. Oh, my fault. Oh, you put in an 8. Will you come to India? Probably not, because it costs money to travel, and traveling is kind of risky nowadays. You have 93 subscribers. All right. That's reason to be happy. Your channel is slowly growing. I have a link in the description of this video. You pay $20 for, I think it's 2,500 subscribe. Can you do India, Eddie? You're 56 and live. Okay, I'm gonna have to time you out. Hell, Edward. Good day. Welcome. Depeche Mode is here again. Welcome back. Please come to India. I have more subscribers from 93. That's good. That's hello, Rodolfo. Rodolfo has another. You've changed your little logo there. I'm sorry, I won't say that. You know it irritates me. That's why. That's why you say that. You know it upsets me. Okay, ES Sabish YT. I don't think anybody can afford to travel nowadays. I think traveling is out of a lot of people's budget nowadays. Texas Rangers, they're pretty badass, the Texas Rangers. Traveling is only expensive from the U.S. Yeah, plus you have to go through a lot of loopholes. I love you too, Grandma Daisy. I'm now eating my ramen noodles. I was just talking about ramen noodles. That seems to be the food of students. Everyone who is a student in college eats ramen noodles. 2,000 subscribers. The Yankees suck. I am not trying to be mean. So you were hoping the Yankees would win? The New York Yankees? The Yanks are coming. The Yanks are coming. I hope one day I can pick you up in my Ford Focus. It's a special edition. You just subscribed. Thank you for that. I like having subscribers. No matter how many subscribers I get, I can always get more. I can always use more subscribers. That way you become special. You become special when you subscribe to Eddie's Funhouse. If you like to become special, subscribe to Eddie's Funhouse. 2003 SE. That's what the SE stands for. Special Edition. Yes, you are. Thank you for being my new subscriber. You have now become special. You become special when you join Eddie's Funhouse. You can hang out in the VIP lounge. I like that sound, the VIP lounge. You're welcome. We're all in the VIP lounge now. You get to be with all the important people. What do they call that? The quality people? All the quality people hang out in the VIP lounge. And if you'd like to be one of my customers, do you like the Astros? Aren't they the Houston Astros? Are they a football team or a baseball team? The Houston Astros. Oh yeah, baseball season. That's right. I was watching baseball on TV. I watched baseball on the TV. will you take a picture with me and sign? I definitely will. I would sign your t-shirt with my own left hand. Hello, Eli. Oh, you're using emojis. Eli is 11 years old. That's what he told me earlier today. What do we do on the night of a full moon? Do we talk about spooky things? You like the Texas Rangers? The Texas Rangers. Do you like to watch them play? Do you like to keep up on all their trades, all their wonderful activities? Activities. I like saying activities. It's fun to enjoy activities, especially when it comes to sports. I see Avengers. Your camera is Iggy. I'm trying not to be rude. I know. That's what happens. I've noticed a lot of people who do lives, the video is kind of glitchy. Thank you for being thank you for being my friend. Have you ever seen the movie Mr.? I think I have. Wasn't George Clooney in that one? George Clooney played the fox. He kept doing that. I think I did see that movie. It was an animated movie. Do I like baseball? I hear a lot about baseball, especially baseball season. I'm more of a boxer guy. I like boxing, and I like watching the MMA. Sometimes I feel sorry for those guys, the mixed martial arts. They really beat the hell out of each other. Eli, have you ever seen? Do you? Yes. You are correct. I am correct. I remember watching that in the theater one time when it first came out. Back in the time when I could afford to go to theaters. Thoughts on Pete Rose? Pete Rose. Passing away. He was a gambler, wasn't he? They're saying he had a gambling addiction, Pete Rose. He was also a baseball player. Sometimes we keep up on, some people follow the Olympics. I think the Olympics are over with already. They had quite a weird opening. The opening show is kind of like football, you know. What was it? Football. The halftime show, the Rose Bowl. No, it was called the Super Bowl. I was watching the Super Bowl this year during football season. Oh, you're using your favorite emojis. Some people, you can tell the age of somebody when they use emojis. Papa John's. Is that one of your favorite pizza places? Mine was Mountain Mike's. I always like calling out to Mountain Mike's whenever I was watching a DVD. Ooh. Are you watching fireworks? David, hello and welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. The full moon party. We have lots of fun during the full moon party. We try to have fun every time. I think this incense is giving me a headache. Too much smoke gives me a headache. How are you, David? David Rish. There's Eli. There's Grandma Daisy. There's, who else is? Rodolfo is with us. Rodolfo, you changed your little dot there. It says it's an R, but it's a different color. That's very classy. Stay classy. Stay classy, San Diego. Unique New York. Unique New York. Eddie, I see you as a big brother. Cool. I get to be a big brother. But you know what? Big brother is watching. Big brother is always watching. Hello. Welcome. Welcome with your hearts and butterflies. So that's Bubblegum Baby. Bubblegum Baby. I like these handles. It's refreshing to see creativity. I like watching creativity take place. Imagination. That's what Einstein said. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Sometimes we need imagination. Screaming Baboon liked you. I am Generation Alpha, because I was the Pepsi generation. I was the Generation X. I think right after the baby boomers was Generation X. I like Course Seeger from the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers. I'm going to have to look them up. I haven't seen their uniforms. They're one of those ones that don't get a lot of press, I think, at least lately. So the New York Yankees, they need to switch it up. They need to improve their game. I guess it's hard to when you disappoint your fans. They are sick. The Rangers, the Texas Rangers. And then they got the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are really popular for their cheerleaders. Oh boy, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. But then we're talking football. We're not talking baseball. They say America's favorite pastime is baseball. Playing baseball. America's favorite. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Can't wait to have Chinese food. I know. We should go to Panda Express. I've been to a lot of Chinese restaurants in California. There was one called Chinese Palace or something like that. It was on Sunrise Boulevard. Thoughts on football? I was really into football when I was younger. All the tackling and helmets and all the gear you had to wear so you don't get hurt. You can really get hurt playing football. Baseball, you could get hurt by a fastball. A fastball could knock you out or kill you. Those balls are coming fast. Your thoughts on cats and dogs? You know what? Cats and cats fight. I've seen some pretty vicious cat fights. Very vicious cat fights. A lot of fur. A lot of anger and fur. I've heard the term fight like cats and dogs. Dogs mostly run away. Whenever cats and dogs fight, those cats can get pretty vicious and mean. And it scares dogs. So they don't fight like cats and dogs. Dogs hardly fight at all whenever cats and dogs are involved. Cats have those sharp claws and teeth. But yeah, they should say fighting like cats and cats. Papa. I'm starting to hate that word, Papa. People get so mad when I'm called Papa by certain people. Thoughts on Old Yeller? Well, didn't Old Yeller get rabies? That was the saddest Disney movie. The saddest Disney movie. Besides Bambi. Bambi's mom got shot, I think it was, by a hunter. The guy who did the voice for Bambi, I think he was a Green Beret. He grew up to be a Green Beret or something like that, or a Ranger. He didn't like people talking about him being the voice of Bambi. Bambino! I think that's where Bambi came from. The word Bambino. Your thoughts on Abraham Lincoln? He had a dream about being assassinated. That's what I heard. He had a dream that he was in a theater and he said, "Who was shot?" And somebody said, "The president." So yeah, he maybe had a sixth sense. He may have had some psychic ability. Some people did predict their own deaths. John Lennon, I think it was, yeah, John Lennon of the Beatles, say that he predicted his own death. He said, "I'll probably be popped off by a loony." Yep, he was our president during the Civil War, during the Union and the Confederates, when they fought. That was I think that was a 5-year war. A lot of wars just last 5 years. What's your favorite music artist? For a long time it was Rammstein. I like listening to Rammstein. I like listening to Ozzy Osbourne. I liked Ozzy Osbourne. I've been listening to this radio station called The Rebel out here in Georgia. I heard John Lennon's wife was weird. I heard John Lennon was weird. I heard John Lennon liked to beat on his wife. That's what I liked. That's what I heard. I heard a lot of weird stuff. I like watching the Morbid Facts. I can't seem to not click on Morbid Facts. Morbid Facts. He told a story about Bob Marley's wife was shot in the head and her dreadlocks stopped a bullet. That's pretty hardcore. Somebody went to shoot her in the head and the dreadlocks stopped the bullet. That's like a superpower. I like one of Bob Marley's sayings. One of them was, "Money can't buy life." And I also said, what was another one he said? "When the music hits you, you feel no pain." Hold on. John Lennon's wife was weird. 15 Burger King foot lettuce. 15 Burger King foot lettuce? Which Beatles song was inappropriate? I don't know. There was a lot of songs that made, I guess, at least the top 10. One of them was like, "I am the ape man, I am the walrus, cuckoo, cuckoo. We all live in the yellow submarine." They actually made a cartoon about that. There was a cartoon based on a yellow submarine. I wonder how well that did. That was back in the 70s, I think. Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly. I share a birthday with Paul McCartney. That's a fun fact. Paul McCartney was born the same day I was born, June the 18th. A lot of people don't know who Paul McCartney is. I tried to tell a woman that I was born on Paul McCartney's birthday, and she didn't know who I was talking about. It's like, "Do you live under a rock?" Yeah, Octopus's Garden. The octopus's garden in the sea. What was that one? Hands across the water, water, hands across this. I came here to say hi, but I gotta go to sleep. Good night. Well, all right. Enjoy your full moon. Tonight's the full moon. Good night. Good night, Susan. Susan is in Kentucky. in Kentucky. All the way from Kentucky. That's one of the southern states, I think. Kentucky, Georgia, Alabama, Texas. So you, Susan Yost. Susan Yost. I think that's the right way to say it. Yost. Good night, Susan. Sweet dreams. I like saying that to people. Have sweet dreams. Octopus's garden in the sea. Is that an inappropriate song? It's very inappropriate. The octopus's garden. I guess an octopus can grow a garden. Thoughts on Beatles song Maxwell? Oh yes, that's a drug song. Steve Martin sang that song. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. That was a pretty cool show. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah, bang bang Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon his head. People refer to Maxwell's silver hammer. I guess it's shooting up heroin or something like that. Want a break from the AIDS? From the abs. Break from the abs. Abs. I'm starting to get some abs. I need to work on my abs. For a while there, abs were a big deal. Everybody was wanting to have six-pack abs. I guess ladies couldn't resist the six-pack abs. One of their songs was about Paul's privates. Really? Paul's privates. There was a Kiss song, Plaster Caster. It was supposed to be about that. Do you know the music artist Red Hot? Yes, I am familiar with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They sing a lot of songs about California. The city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we fly. I don't ever want to be like I feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. What I got, you gotta get it, put it in you. Thoughts on the Care Bears? I think we need more Care Bears now. We need Care Bears now more than ever. The Care Bear stare. I remember that. Let's do the Care Bear stare. I want to see if I can find them on YouTube. I was watching Thundercats. Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. I think they said Thundercats 5 times. Thunder, 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 Thundercats, ho! Lionel, I think Snarf, wasn't Snarf part of the Thundercats? That weird looking cat. Looked like it was a cat dragon. Thoughts on. What about Go Robot? Go Robot. I don't think I'm familiar. I know about the Iron Giant. I think I have that movie. It's in my movie collection. I have a collection of DVDs that I've been holding on to. Which Care Bear was the rabbit? I don't remember. I just remember, I think it was the blue Care Bear that had the rainbow on its chest. It's been a long time since I've heard about the Care Bears. Every day can be a Care Bear day. You can play in a caring way. Something like that. Every day can be a Care Bear day. That sounds like something you sing after you smoke a fat doobie. Let's smoke a fat doobie and then talk about the Care Bears. The Care Bear stare. No one can resist the Care Bear stare. That was their superpower. They lived up in heaven, didn't they? All the I didn't know there was then I guess that was the oddball. A Care Bear. You can't be a Care Bear if you're a rabbit. The Care Bear had a moon on its stomach. Okay. One of them had a moon. I think I remember that. One of them had a clover, was it, didn't it? It was a green Care Bear. Wow, you're really jogging my memory. I wish I had the movie Iron Giant. I'm over watching it when I was little, and I will always want to watch it, but now, yes, it costs money. Netflix. That seems to be the thing to have now. I think Casa Bonita. There's a documentary called Casa Bonita. Rodolfo. Hi. Oh, there's a different Rodolfo. Wait a second. What was I looking at earlier here? I was looking at a different Rodolfo. Somebody had the handle Rodolfo. I think there's a copycat here. Meow. Copycat. Yeah, there we go. There's a Rodolfo. And then there's another Rodolfo. I thought it was a different... I thought it was the same guy. Wow. So I guess Rodolfo didn't change his handle. Let's go back to where we were. There we go. Hi and welcome. So there's two different Rodolfos. Wow, I guess that's a not so unique name nowadays. That was good. Yeah, Good Luck Bear. That's right. He was a green bear with a clover. Thoughts on Cringer from He-Man? I know he was a timid cat until he got his courage. He was a tiger, wasn't he? Cringer. That's right. By the power of Grayskull. Hello, St. James. St. James was disturbed by one of my shorts. He rebuked it. He rebuked my short. I had a short where I put this mask on. It was my spooky, I had a spooky short, and I put this mask on. And I was rebuked. I was at the end of rebuke. Care Bear. Yeah, it was Cringer. I remember that. He-Man. Thoughts on the Wuzzles? Hello, St. James. Thoughts on Wuzzles? What was Wuzzles? I remember the Bugaloos. There was only one girl in the Bugaloos. The Bugaloos was a British show. The Bugaloos. And then there was Hatsville. Remember Hatsville? Hello, Jack. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse, the full moon edition. Shalon. God, there was a lot of... Then there was HR Puffin Stuff. You can't get a little because you never get enough. Thoughts on meat pie. My mother used to make a thing called shepherd's pie. It had hamburger and peas. It was called shepherd's pie. Hey, Eddie, you found your way back. Great beard. That's right. This is my Mythbusters. I'm going to be one of the Mythbusters for Halloween, so I'm growing a beard. Hi, I'm back. So there are two Rodolfos. Wow, that's amazing. I have two Rodolfos in my posse. So this one's a baseball fan. I just love this show. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I'm so glad. I think there was a movie called like something like Saint Rose or something. I don't know. It was a classic movie. Saint Rose. I remember the Saint. Saint Rose. Isn't that Santa Rosa? Santa Rosa? There's a place called Santa Rosa, California. Thoughts on Alice in Wonderland? The original book was it was an interesting read. I think the guy was doing LSD or mushrooms when he wrote that book. It was about an infatuation with a kid that he knew. IDK. That's cool, Rose. It's the woman I'm speaking to. Well, I'm pretty sure it was Saint Rose, Holy Grail, or something. Is it Monty Python and the Holy Grail? That was her name. Interesting. Yeah, Saint Rose. Big Trouble in Little China was an interesting movie. That was more of a comedy. Big Trouble in Little China. And then there was Escape from New York. And then there was The Thing. That was a good movie. The Thing. Thoughts on Alf? Alf liked to eat cats. Wasn't that one of his things? High, high, low. The highs and lows. Yes. Alf was played by a little person. We can't say midget. We can say little person. But yes, Alf. Alf was an interesting alien life form. That's what that stood for. Thoughts on Bernie? Oh, Barney. He was a big purple dinosaur? Who was that woman? She's a singer now. She's a singer now. It was, God. I got a picture of her face in my head. She grew up on Barney. Thoughts on Barney? I love you. You love me. God, I got her face. I know her face, but I forget her name. Sorry, Nicer. Yes, it was Monty Python. That's right. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. They had the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. Barney Bag. Barney Bag. She was dating Justin Bieber. God, why can't I remember her name? She was Wizard of Waverly Place. Good Lord, why does your name elude me? Selena Gomez, that's who it was. Selena Gomez. She was in that show, Barney. That's right. I guessed it first. Pink Jelly. Thoughts on Hermione Granger, first movie. She was played by Emma Watson. Hi, Rodolfo. Thoughts on Puff the Magic Dragon? Was that show about drugs? I think people were saying that it was about drugs. But it was a song kind of like Winnie the Pooh. Because Winnie the Pooh, Christopher Robin, grew up and he didn't need his friends anymore. And that story kind of sounds the same. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in the land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff. I remember it kind of did sound like it was about marijuana. Okay, guys, have a good night. Be blessed. Sir, I have seen you in one YouTuber's video. He said, I have reported him. Well, thank you. Thank you for reporting him. People shouldn't spread rumors. Nico, don't make me report you. Who's Nico? Nico. Which one was... Okay, Nico. There we go. Thoughts on the song, The Pied Piper. I'm the Pied Piper, follow me. I think that was a 60s song. What happened, Am? Ma'am. What happened, Ma'am? Thoughts on the song, The Pied Pied Piper. I think there was a song that went something like that. And then there was Tambourine Man. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. Wasn't that Jingle Jangle. Then there was Mr. Bojangles. Thoughts on Garth Brooks, The Dance. I know he was really popular for a while, Garth Brooks. I heard he worked at Kmart. I also worked at Kmart. I guess that's one of my degrees of separation from Garth Brooks. I haven't heard anything about Garth Brooks in a while. I remember when I was working at Kmart, he was pretty popular. He had that Chris Gaines album, his alter ego. Shows you how much I follow. I'm new and I felt welcome on your channel by your pink jelly. Well, thank you. I'm glad you feel welcome. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse. This is the full moon party. I like to have a party every time there's a full moon. What time is it now? It is 11:16. At 12 o'clock, the moon will be full. Be sure to check out the items in my description. I have a lot of cool things in the description of this video. Sir, I said I was... Whoa, you retracted. Thoughts on Back to the Future. That was a very popular movie. Michael J. Fox and Leah Thompson. And I forget that third guy's name. He was the one who played the dad. That one had quite a run. I think there was 3 episodes of Back to the Future. There was a lot of Huey Lewis in the news. Hi, Rodolfo. Taxi Driver. That was a classic. That was like a big deal. Wasn't it Robert De Niro? Gave himself a mohawk. Tried to save Jodie Foster. Thoughts on Roger? Who framed Roger Rabbit? That was animation and live action. Yeah. Who framed? That was a book. I remember my brother was reading that book. He was into reading books. I was into watching movies. Is this the family show? This is the family show. Welcome. I'm trying to do more family shows, so everyone's included. Thoughts on Fight Club? No one ever talks about Fight Club. That was Brad Pitt and Ed Norton and Meatloaf. Meatloaf was in that movie. Meatloaf was also in The Pick of Destiny. He was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He played Eddie. Thoughts on Fight Club? I want you to hit me as hard as you can. That was an interesting movie. I think that was about schizophrenia. Thoughts on Lindsay Lohan? I like Lindsay Lohan. She was in Herbie the Love Bug. She was in Mean Girls. She was in I Know Who Killed Me. That was a disturbing movie. I Know Who Killed Me. Yeah. She was really good in a lot of movies. There are no families here. Why is it family show suffering? Why is the family show suffering? Well, family, I guess, includes everybody. Because when it's the adult show, I gotta send people away. I gotta say, sorry, you're not 18. Pink Jelly, respect the show. That's right, respect the show. Respect my authority. Respect my authority. Yes. I hate sending people away. That's why. That's why I call this a family show. Family show where you don't have to say goodbye. Everyone's included in Eddie's Funhouse sometimes. Why are family pink? We are family. Yes, we are. We are family. You are my big fat sister. Thoughts on Disney's Robin Hood? That was a cartoon, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Robin Hood was played by a fox. Another good one is Bedknobs and Broomsticks. You ever watch that? Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Angela Lansbury. She played a witch who was trying to learn about witchcraft by mail order. Thoughts on Disney Rosa? Don't accuse me of things. This is a family show, not the adult. That is correct. Don't confuse the two. Everyone's been behaving themselves. I'm very happy. I'm pleased with you all. Everyone is behaving themselves like civilized people. You have to go. All right. You have a pleasant day. Actually, have a good full moon night. We're just minutes away from the full moon. Thoughts on the Fox and the Hound? That was a cute story. Fox and the Hound. They were friends, and then they started to realize that they needed to hunt each other. That was also a cartoon. Yes. Fox and the Hound. I'm a hound dog. Thoughts on Denzel Washington? Wasn't he in the Book of Eli? There was a show called The Book of Eli. And he was in quite a few. Wasn't he in The Manchurian Candidate? I'm pretty sure. Denzel Washington. I know one of my bosses. She was really into Denzel Washington. Thoughts on Emma's mom and new dad? You know what? That's a giveaway. I think this is somebody I'm familiar with. Thoughts on snakes? I think snakes are okay if you leave them alone. A lot of times people are bitten by snakes because they mess with snakes. Thoughts on Pink Pussycat and Martin Jacks? Where? I'm not familiar with that. I know Josie and the Pussycats. That was a live action movie. Rachel Lee Cook played Josie. And who was that other girl? Rosario Dawson. That's Rosario Dawson in that movie. She was also in Clerks 2. There was another movie she was in. Sin City. Thoughts on Orange? Well, that's who I think you are. Pink Jelly. So we gotta... There we go. Yeah, we have people who are coming in as different people. They're the same person, but they come in as different people. And I'm starting to detect when people replicate. They don't replicate, they duplicate. Or something like that. So anyway. Welcome to Eddie's Funhouse Full Moon Party. Thoughts on pink? That's another one I'm not familiar with. Thoughts on Big Bird? Big Bird had a television. Did you ever see that? There was a show called I Am Big Bird. I Am Big Bird. And he had one hand operating his hand and another hand operating the beak. And he had a little TV monitor inside there. I didn't know that. Jim Henson was a clever guy. Thoughts on my Big Bird? I don't know much about your Big Bird. Big Bird and Cookie Monster. And who was that other guy? He was the Count. That seemed to be one of my favorite ones, the Count. You heard an owl? Ooh, ooh. There are owls around here, especially late at night. We have. Oh, you have an owl. There are owls that live underground. I went to the Sacramento Zoo, and they had these owls. There were small owls, and they lived in holes in the ground. I never knew that. I've heard of barn owls. I remember Fraggle Rock. Cast your cares away, worry for another day, let the music play down at Fraggle Rock. There was these ogres that were always trying to get them, trying to capture the Fraggles. And then there was the dozers. I think those little guys are called the dozers. They would eat whatever they would build. Dude, there's someone open that door. Oh, the door behind me that goes out into the hallway. That's a door that goes to the hallway. That's not a closet door. Does it freak you out, that door, what might be behind there? Freaky doors. We should make a movie called Freaky Doors. Who opened it? Nobody opened it. Thoughts on bobcats? They're not as bad as coyotes. Coyotes attack puppy dogs. They attack puppy dogs and they attack cats. They're another vicious animal, not just cats. Coyotes. The Navajo have a lot of lore about coyotes. There's the tricksters. Have you ever encountered a paranormal activities? I have. I don't see ghosts, but I know they're there. I've had experiences. I've been standing in a hallway and one walked past me. They always seem to walk past me. Sorry. That's a sign there's a ghost in the room. When you sneeze. Wandingos. I've heard about them. Skinwalkers, Wandingos, Chupacabras, Banshees. That was a ghost. Who opened it? Who opened what? The door behind me? I can see that door behind me when I look into the camera. This is fitting for a Halloween full moon. We're enjoying a Halloween full moon. I think this is the harvest moon. If anybody knows, let me know what moon this is. I know there was a blue moon not too long ago. Blue moon, blue moon, blue moon. You saw me standing alone. Paranormal activity. Thoughts on the Sandman? Metallica wrote a song about the Sandman. The Sandman he's the guy who puts you to sleep. The Sandman. I also know about the nightcap. The nightcap is when people would take a drink before bed to help them go to sleep. Bye, dude. There's someone in there. Take care. Man, that don't let that witch control you. I will not. What did they do? They had witch balls. There's these glass balls called witch balls. They're supposed to ward off evil. There's somebody in our neighborhood that has witch balls. They have these macrame holders for them. Werewolves. They say that's real, werewolves. They're called lichens. Lichens? Yeah, lichens. It's always on a full moon. I heard the only way you can kill a werewolf is with a silver bullet. And it has to be a melted down crucifix. But what's cool is the Lone Ranger was supposed to have had silver bullets. Witches use them for self-pleasure. For pleasure. The witch balls. All right. That's why I like sometimes doing my adult show. We could talk about things on the adult show. It seems like more people show up to the family show. I don't have many people show up to my adult shows. But I have people that I think are very fitting for my adult shows. I like the inappropriate jokes, you know. Thoughts on Bugs Bunny? He's a funny guy, the Bugs Bunny. Yeah, what's up, Doc? I knew I should have taken that left turn in Albuquerque. He was the one who caused people to think that rabbits like carrots. The truth is they don't like carrots. They like everything but carrots. That's also for the adult show. We're going to have the adult show. You better be there. I'm going to have to make an announcement when the adult show begins. Then we can start talking about stuff like that. People say they like my adult show better. They like my adult show. We're all stars now. Hello, Skittle Eater. Welcome. Somebody's up really late. It is 11:32. Michael Air Jordan. He has a line. He has his own sneaker, right? Oh, it's 10:32. 10:32. Military time? 10:32 in the morning over there? Yeah, would love to hear from those. I like your humor. There's a guy called Dirty Dan who comes on here. He has the same kind of humor. We need humor here. We need humor. I gotta find out when we can gather to do the adult show. Seems like when I do an adult show, nobody shows up. Why is that? Oh, it's nighttime. Okay, so it's 10:32 at night. So you're closer to Central Time. What's the biggest deer you... Oh, I saw one that was a buck. There was a buck. It was in California, and I was at the park. It was along the American River. Yeah, I was on the American River, and a buck just walked up and stood there. And I didn't have a camera. I never have a camera when I see a big buck. It just stood there with, I think it was a 4-pointer. It just stood there in all of its majesty. Yes, it was very big. And then there's elks. Elks are supposed to be pretty big. There's deer, elk, and then the moose. They say don't mess with the moose. Moose are more in Canada, the mooses. Give me give me a bye kiss of the camera. I will see you tomorrow. Well, thank you. Here's your goodbye kiss. I like when I'm called handsome. Somebody called me handsome yesterday. It was an elderly woman. She asked if she could sit beside me. She said I was good looking. I said, well, then, since you put it that way, sure, darling, you could sit next to me. A goodbye kiss. I like people with a sense of humor. We got to do that. We got to do that tomorrow. I think that's all I'll do tomorrow is the adult show. I have to see hello one more time before I actually have to go. Oh, you have to say hello. How come Tom and Jerry never spoke? I noticed that. Tinkerbell, remember Tinkerbell and Peter Pan? She never spoke. In the original cartoon, she didn't speak. She was more expressive. Now she speaks. I noticed they gave back Peter Pan his knife. For a while there, Peter Pan didn't have his knife, but now he does. I was so happy to see that. Part of his costume was he had a knife, Peter Pan, so he could fight the pirates. How come, yeah. Bye-bye. I am a jokester. Bye-bye and have a good day. Or have a good night. It's getting dark. Well, it's already dark. I'm feeling a little lightheaded. I think it's because of the full moon. That's what I need is a werewolf mask. One of these days I'm going to get me a werewolf mask just for the full moon party. Eeyore. Eeyore, I think he was supposed to represent depression. Thanks for noticing me. He had a button holding his tail on. I remember that. Eeyore. Eeyore. Sounds like it would be a donkey. Eeyore. Yep, he was the saddest of the bunch. Tigger was always chipper, wasn't he? I always liked Tigger. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things. Their bottoms are made of rubber. Their tails are made of spring. They like to bounce, that's for sure. Tigger. I think that was one of my favorite ones. There was Winnie the Pooh, who always had a rumbling in his tumbly. And then there was Piglet. There were always, there was always a rainstorm or a windy day. Oh, it's a windy day. You wouldn't happen to have some honey? Can't wait for tomorrow. I know! Wouldn't that be cool? I'm going to do that. Just let me know when you're ready to start. Write me a comment or send me a comment and I'll know when to start the adult show. I'll have my top hat and everything. The rabbit. I think the rabbit was a boy. Yeah, the rabbit from Winnie the Pooh was a male rabbit. It was Kanga and Roo. Kanga was the mother. Roo was the little Joey. Yeah, Kanga and Roo. Wow. I like the Disney. Those guys are hot. Would you love to pamper you? You want to pamper me? All right. Pamper. I like that. I like being pampered. Rub, rub here, rub, rub there, a couple of fa-la-las. That's how we left the day away in the merry old land of Oz. That's what I think of. I think of Wizard of Oz when I think pampering. Because they put a bow tie on the Cowardly Lion. They even curled his mane. I remember that. Because they were getting him ready to see the wizard. The wizard, the one they journeyed so far to see. That's right. Put him up, put him up. I think he was my favorite character. When I was young, it was the woodsman. The woodsman was the one I liked because he carried an axe. That's why. But then as I got older, it was the thoughts on Mickey Mouse. Pluto doesn't say anything. Bye. You have a good... I guess I'll blow you another kiss. I like that. That goes back to Roman times. That they would blow their kisses to the goddesses. Because they couldn't touch the goddesses, they could blow the kiss. Bye, sexy. Well, you too have a great day. I'll have a pot of coffee for you. I guess it's almost time for me to, yeah, I've got a half an hour. 39, it's 11:39. Midnight is when the moon is full. I guess I can bid farewell. It's been an hour. We've talked for an hour. Maybe I'll have some more of my tea. I like my green tea. Yes, let me know when you're ready for the adult show. Just say, I'm ready for just leave a comment. You can leave a comment on this video. Leave a comment on this video. Let's go with the adult show. Thoughts on Jiminy Cricket? When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. Jiminy Cricket, he was the one that gave the good advice. Let your conscience be your guide. He was a pretty level-headed cricket. I think in China, crickets were good luck. Yeah, Jiminy Cricket. Let your conscience be your guide. I was wondering what it'd be like to be a voice actor. I like doing cartoon voices. I'd have to ad-lib. I heard Robin Williams did a lot of ad-libbing during the Aladdin show. Yeah. I could probably do that. All I have to do is read what the character's saying. Jiminy Cricket. Didn't he have a cane? Jiminy Cricket, he had a cane. That was a pretty magical show, wasn't it? With Geppetto. And then there was a fairy. A fairy showed up and gave life to Pinocchio. Pinocchio! Little Red Riding Hood. She was a brave girl. All she had was her basket and her Red Riding Hood. And she was approached by a wolf. And that wolf disguised himself as Grandma. Grandma, what big teeth you have. All the better to eat you with, my dear. That was kind of like a Greek myth. Because Zeus swallowed up his siblings. But yes, that wolf, he followed, that was a stalker, that wolf. Followed the Little Red Riding Hood all the way to her grandmother's house. What do you have in the basket there, little girl? I have a big white van that says free candy on the side. I almost use my Stewie Griffin voice. Stewie Griffin. Hello, little girl. What do you have there in your basket? I'm on my way to Grandma's house. Did that story turn wolves? I think so, wasn't it? It was all about wolves, wasn't it? It was, what was that other show? It was, the Three Little Pigs. Little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. All the pigs were in the brick house. That's right. The brick house. They went into the brick house. Yes, wolf's got a bad rap. The wolf. It was Little Red Riding Hood, and then it was the Three Little Pigs. And then the Bible talks about wolves in sheep's clothing. Wolves are just hungry, that's all. They're just doing what they do. Wolves have to eat. Just like snakes and wolves and tigers. Lions and tigers and bears. But you know what? The Cowardly Lion was a lion, wasn't he? Thoughts on Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack was a butthole, wasn't he? Jack just made life difficult for the giant. He climbed up that beanstalk and he started stealing things. He just showed up in a giant's house. He stole his goose that laid the golden eggs. He stole the harp. He was a little butthole, wasn't he? He was just a criminal. And then the giant fell down the beanstalk. Jack was a greedy little guy, wasn't he? He climbed all the way up that beanstalk, and then he started stealing things. But you know what? In the story, it was okay because he was poor. All he had was some magic beans. He had to go into town to sell his cow. He had to go into town and sell that cow. Someone said, "Hey, buddy, I got some magic beans." Beans that will grow a giant beanstalk. Yes. I wonder how he got that harp down. He must have lowered it down on a rope or something. Thoughts on Goofy? Goofy did a lot of sports cartoons. Like Goofy Plays Football, Goofy Plays Baseball. That was back when they had to draw each of those positions. Whenever there was a cartoon, they had to take page by page. People actually sat there. I've done cartoons that way. That's painstakingly done. Goofy! He had a really weird hat. The hat that looked like a butt. Goofy! Goofy was a dog also. Goofy talked and Pluto didn't. Pluto was a very quiet dog. He was a lovable dog. And then it took, not Hanna-Barbera, Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers had Sylvester. Sylvester was always trying to eat Tweety. It was kind of like Tom and Jerry, only with a bird. Goofy. I'll remember. He was one of my favorite characters. Goofy. Goofy must have been modeled after a golden retriever. Golden retrievers are kind of goofy. Why did Pluto... I don't know. Why did he hate cats? I didn't know there was any cats in Disney cartoons. The only cats were in Pinocchio. I think there were some cats in Pinocchio, talking cats, and a talking cricket. Something about talking animals that really seemed to win people over. There was a movie called Milo and Otis. They said some of the animals died during the making of that movie. Milo and Otis. Let's go outside today, see what we can find today. I think Michael J. Fox played one of those, was the voice actor. Milo and Otis is a cute little story about a cat and a dog. Milo and Otis, that was a big deal too when it came out. Let's go outside today, see what we can find today. Wow, we've covered a lot of material today. We talked about the Care Bears. We talked about Goofy, Tom and Jerry. Big or small, short or tall, we will all have a ball on the Tom and Jerry show. Tom and Jerry was like Itchy and Scratchy. I think that what inspired Itchy and Scratchy was Tom and Jerry. Pippin ain't easy, but it's necessary. Yeah, I remember that. I keep remembering the Office Space soundtrack. That's for the adult show, though. Well, I guess I'll say goodnight for tonight. It might as well. The moon is about 10 minutes away from being full. Thoughts on Banjo Whoopee Cat? Wow. Banjo Whoopee Cat. I remember Felix the cat. Felix the cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat. He had a bag of tricks. Yeah. You'll laugh so much your sides will ache, your heart will go pitter-pat, watching Felix, Felix the cat. That was around Betty Boop. Betty Boop was a girl with the big old owl head. Boop boopy doop. I want to be loved by you, you and nobody else but you. Boop boopy doop. Yes, we're going to have to do the adult show tomorrow. I think every other day, that's what I should do. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays should be the adult show. We're all stars now in the adult show. Whoopee Cat. Isn't that an Elton John's Get Back Whoopee Cat? Wow, you're really challenging my memory. Whoopee Cat. I'm going to have to look that up. Google, show me Whoopee Cat. Banjo. I remember Baggy Pants and the Nitwits. Baggy Pants and the Nitwits. That was a stupid show. Or maybe it wasn't stupid. It was just a show that I didn't care to watch. Thoughts on the Crows. Yeah! When I see an elephant fly. They were supposed to be racist, weren't they? The Black Crows from Dumbo. That Zippity Doodah song was supposed to be racist too. Zippity Doodah, Zippity-yay. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity Doodah, Zippity-yay. That's a pretty uplifting song. I like to, Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfactual. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. I should sing that song while I'm walking. Walk down Main Street. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Probably because they had a black guy singing that song. Maybe that's why it was racist. But back then, people let things go. People let things go back then. Ed, heading your way, bed. Heading your way, bed. Well, thank you for talking with me. This has been this has been a treat, a thrill, a fun thing to do. All right, I think I'll go to sleep myself. Under the night of the full moon. By the light of the silvery moon. Peace out.